Alright, we at my last location. I'm at Columbus Street and Delancey Street. That's the M14 that just dropped me off right there, as you can see. Alright, let's talk. I just passed when I was coming down to this location. I just passed the Jacobs housing complex where they were investigating water issues at the area, and this is a situation where America, the city is getting a lot of experience of what they have to do as far as fighting for the community. I think that my community needs help, you feel me? You go in areas where you visualize certain areas, and I feel so sorry for the people that live in the housing complex, because I realize that these people need help. And I think that they don't have any water to bathe themselves, or even, wipe or whatever they call it. So they have to depend on bottles of water to drink and stuff like that. And I feel like it's not right for them to go through that issue. It's not right for them to go down that road. It's not right for them to go down that lifestyle journey. And I think that it's not understandable, not right for them to go through that pain and suffering that they're going through. And I feel so sorry for them. I feel so sorry for them. My prayers go out to the people that live in that complex, though, because it's not fair for them to go through that. And the mayor came over there and tested the water and see the water was good. Technically, if you think the water was not good to taste, I will not drink the water, because if it's contaminated, I will not drink that. And it's like you're looking at life in a better perspective. You look at life differently than you suspected. And it's not like, say, you're going through a pattern in an area where you're going through certain type of situations where a lot of people needs structure, a lot of people needs growth in their life. And it's like you go down the areas where you go into, and it's like your culture is dysfunctional because your life is dysfunctional. And today's segment I did about culture. You learn about Chelsea Pierce culture. You learn about different type of cultures that you live in and people that live in those cultures. And when you respect people that live in the cultures, you learn from people that understands you and better understands where you're coming from and what you build as far as structure is concerning. The structure building is about understanding your heart, and I believe in that. I believe in your heart. You go to projects where people live in, and you see how they're living, and it's like you don't feel sorry for them, and you don't feel like, okay, this is a life that they're living. I tell Tanae, every day I work, I go to these areas where I work at, and you see people on the street lying down, don't even have no food to eat. And you see people don't even have no water to drink, or even have no water in their house to bathe in, or even to cooking. They have to go out and buy food outside to eat. And it's like, when you hurt to see these things, it's like your heart just dropped. And it's like you feel like your heart just dropped, because there's nobody to help them out to get what they need to get, and as far as getting help and all that. And it's like, it's so sad to go through this shit. So sad. Let me continue walking. So it's so sad for them to go through that, because it's a pain and frustration. And the areas where you're walking in, you feel like you're not believing in stuff. But my heart and prayers go out to them, because I feel like I just passed the house too when I was coming over here. I just passed the house, Prospects. So My heart and prayer go out to them. So we over here at Delancey Street, and this is the area where I picked to do culture exploring. So as you can see, this area, there's a lot of homeless people sitting on the floor in this area, and they don't have no place to live. I see this all the time. I work and I see this all the time. It's like you're not building your culture, and it's not how people are supposed to live. And I feel so sorry for them living the way they're living. I'm under the Williamsburg Bridge actually, and they live in a world where you see people going through a lot of frustration, and you live in a world where people going through a lot of guilt and hurt in the world. And they look back on themselves and they say, nah, bro, I'm living here, I'm living life and everything, and what do I have to give in order for me to receive, you know? And what do I have to understand before I look back? I can't look back on this. I can't, you can't wake up and say, you have to teach your children about these things, because culture is about building them up and learning. I take my kids sometime, I tell my kids all the time, like I tell the kids all the time, that wherever you live in and wherever you go into, it's about fighting for your rights. I'll tell you, you sit on the floor, you see these things going on, and your culture and where you at, it's like you're not fighting for what you believe in. And I come out like, you come out and you say, all right, I'm going to live this world. I'm going to look back, I'm going to live this world. But how I'm going to live it, how I'm going to fight it, how I'm going to build, how I'm going to do that. And you see there's things going on in the world, we can't favor it. And I could tell you the truth, this world is dysfunctional. And culture is dysfunctional. And my question to the people, on my fans, on my YouTube subscribers, how can you fix the culture? How can you gain the culture? How can you fix whatever's going on in America? How can you change it? How can you build the culture? How can you subscribe to the culture? What you think about the culture in your point of view, and how the culture affects your way of being. So that's the questions that I ask people all the time. And one person answered the question, and it was a very good answer. I write this down: prayer and understanding, acknowledgement. I know that's right? So, prayer, understand, acknowledgement. I'm gonna keep walking, cause I like this. I like to talk and I walk, cause this is not part of my culture, right? This is part of my job. So culture is about believing and trusting in your faith and knowing that you have a person that builds you up in that culture. I know people out there have culture and they respect their culture. And as they respect their culture, they build up their culture. And how you gonna build up your culture? So this area is full of Hispanics and Spanish and Ecuadorians culture. Alright, so Delancey Street, I'm gonna walk up to the bridge. We under the Williamsburg Bridge straight down, so we're gonna walk down here. I'm gonna start shooting from right here and going down there. I think it's good. All right, guys, we're gonna go up here I'm going to end the video now, so I'll see you in the next segment. All right, check out.